What is up? This is Pepto-Bismol coming to you live from the ATL. So let's take a look at that war versus SGC Warrior. Again, I did not participate in this one, but it was a valiant effort by all parties. Going through, first let's take a look at the defenses. Looks like Duran gave up 2 up top. Big T holding strong, only with 1 star given up. And Halby also the only other defensive stand. They tagged us all the way through, but let's see. Zero Grind with 2 defenses, Bear with 2 defenses as well. Joe Pavo, always with a tough base, taking 3 hits there. And then also Konar Blood coming up with a big stand. Excuse me. So overall, it was a close loss. Again, Duran G, we wish... Oh, look at that. Duran G coming through the last minute. So again, great participation here. This is exactly what we want to see. Everybody dropping their hits. So, we kept it close in the end. We had 100% participation. Again, truly a rarity. And I think we played really well. Just some really tough bases up top there. I think I want to talk about a couple of the hits here on Sekawan. And actually, I wanted to go back to G-Force's hit. Actually, no, we can go to Thomas's. Let's go to Thomas's hit here. So this is, I think attacking Supermax bases, is personally something I don't have a lot of experience with. Always a challenging ask. And, what we see is that Thomas is going for the Queen Walk here. I think it's important to note, and there you go, we see the Loons trigger the air defense Skellies, and we've seen that's very common. Again, with the prevalence of the Queen Walk, we see air defense Skellies as pretty much the go-to. So going Queen Walk with the Grand Warden, and if you're doing this particular strategy, then the goal is to get a good transition over to your main troops with the Grand Warden is maximally utilized. All right, looks like Thomas has decided to trigger the Eagle Artillery, and he is long-sighted on that, but short-sighted on the clan on the Town Hall. So it looks like he's going for the safe 2. Unfortunately, he doesn't really get much of its transition for the Grand Warden over to the bowlers, and as a result, he's going to get smoked. We saw the air sweeper kind of knock his healers out of position, and we see that nested air sweeper near the Inferno Tower. He basically expects people to attack from that side. So unfortunately, Thomas kind of swinging into the teeth of this attack. The poison goes down, trying to deal with the CC troops, but they get smoked as well. And he's rolling with a Peck on the side that isn't really able to get any good penetration and just kind of circles. So, I think the key thing here is that this base, knew exactly what its weaknesses are and exactly how people are going to attack it. Again, what we saw up top, you saw the massive Skelly Pop trying to snipe a healer when he did that Queen Walk, Grand Warden Walk. Next, you saw the Giant Bombs placed outside the wall. You saw the Giant Bomb placed basically to ward off a bowler attack. And so, unfortunately, Thomas kind of walked into a bunch of these traps there, and so that's something defensively that we can kind of build on with our own bases. I would encourage everyone to look at how people typically attack your base and then kind of place your traps accordingly. All right, so here we go. Duran G picking up that 3rd star on their number 5. Again, great job, Duran. This is kind of a weird base with that, with these spread out Inferno Towers. Actually kind of similar to mine. The key to attacking these bases is to be very patient with your spells and use them when you get to critical defensive junctures. Also, the CC pull is crucial, but it looks like he's pretty well geared up for that with a large wizard force. Gets lucky there. Giant Bomb triggers without taking out much of his wizards, and he's rocking his full force already. So there we go. CC gets pulled, charges right into the teeth of him. And actually, these guys use a fair amount of witches, which is pretty interesting. Duran G's force able to power through the witches. Oh, gets a great trap trigger there. Uses the Golem and the Barb King to trigger those traps. And then basically keeping his casters and his Valks relatively untouched as they rage on through. Golem with the P.E.K.K.A. Again, very strong combo, going to take out that top quadrant. He gets lucky on that pathing. Good stuff. And then finally, maybe pops the freeze a little bit early on that Inferno Tower crossbow. But let's see how this plays out. This one looks pretty interesting here. Could get extra crispy. So he's got a big Valk core. He's got most of his heroes, and he's going up against a fairly decent defensive box with a central Inferno Tower. Looks like it's set to single shot. So single shot Inferno Tower doesn't pick up the big troop, which is kind of a surprise, targeting the Valks right now. And that's huge. You know, King stays up, and looks like that King is going to keep him going. Yeah, there we go. No pop. And King, Queen, Grand Warden just making short work. Golem's still up. Looks like he lost most of his Valks, but he's got limited point defenses to go. And again, this should be a pretty easy sweep for Duran G. I don't anticipate any other issues, especially with that big Golem. Oh, there we go. Little Golemite took out the cannon. Good stuff. Gets to that last Tesla, and game over. Again, good, patient with the spells. I think, maybe missed the freeze a little bit, but that's not a big deal. That was a tough path to anticipate. And again, great job, Duran G. All right, let's see if we can cast a couple of these new guys. Zero Grind. So here we go, Zero Grind. Looks like he's using one of my favorite attacks, the Go Vaho, although he's got no golems, which is interesting. So it's really just a Vaho working against a pretty well-designed, Town Hall 9.5. There we go, he's going Queen Walk. Gets pretty good value. Again, he's queen walking into the enemy queen, uses a poison on the enemy queen. I think it's a good tactic at this low level. It kind of saves you, the rage spell there. And here we go, using the hogs. I think here comes the pull. Triggers a giant bomb with his hog pull, and there we go. CC's coming out. Poison goes down. This attack is showing some great discipline. Overall, some great tactics here. And, all right, here come the wall breakers. Yeah, so it's a good, solid, multi-level attack. You can tell that it's kind of well thought out. Queen's getting hung up on the walls, which is a little bit odd, but doesn't look like there's too much. Oh, I spoke too soon. That air defense targeting his healers and double giant bomb, nuking his Valks. He just lets it ride with those middle Valks, actually. Is able to take down the CC. Healers transition over to the Valks. Looks like fascinating. I don't know if that was intentional, but it worked out really well as the rage healers healed the Valks through those double giant bombs. Excellent pickup, Zero Grind. You may not get that lucky in the future, but I hope you do. You must have tied a lucky rabbit's foot to a horseshoe or something. But anyway, tons of troops left over. Great use of the bowlers on the outside going with the king. I approve. Clearly you were overpowered for this base, and rock and roll. Again, I think there were a couple nice features to this one. The double giant bombs were there to hold off hogs. We're also there to maybe throw off the Valks if the heal wasn't timely. I think you really do need triple giant bombs. Their heal goes down just for fun. That's good stuff there. And again, Zero Grind, great hit, great participation. We're glad to have you guys on board. And good luck with the development of those frictionless surfaces, as your name suggests. All right. Here we go, Konar Blood himself. Konar going with a very interesting kind of ragtag hit here. A little P.E.K.K.A., a little minor action. Couple Valks. Looks like he's got something in mind, so let's see what we got. All right, so Queen comes in, high-level Queen, going for the Queen Walk, and he's got his Loon. Loon just going to town. Isn't able to pick up the Clan Castle, but He plays a couple more healers, and I think that's one too many healers. Usually it's just, I think 4 is the maximum amount you can get on a hero, but no big deal there. So let's see here. He's kind of sweeping around the base. No big changes, just a standard queen walk. Freeze goes down. That's kind of interesting. I wonder, I guess that's just to slow down the X-bow, slow down that air defense there. Yeah, that's probably what it was. Okay, queen comes in, and now the queen decides to flip over and engage towards the middle. Excellent there. Rage, poison, good CC pull, able to drop the air defense, and looks like this attack is back on track. And he's got a little bit of room on his healers. So queen is going to continue to cut towards the middle, and we should be seeing the bulk of his attack come in. Oh, yeah, there we go, coming from the 3 o'clock side. He spread out his wizards, and here come the miners. So big miner deploy. Looks like there's 2 big groups coming in, smacking down buildings, popping up, popping down. We don't see a lot of miner hits. I think miner healer is just super dirty, because the healers can heal them even though they're underground, and heal spells, again, also heal them when they're underground. So taking advantage of that miner dig is just so crucial. And looks like he's got pretty good placement on his miners. They're able to just rush through and power through these kind of spread out low-level bases. I think the miner hit is a very safe hit, and what we see when we've seen them in the meta, sometimes you even see these massive 40 miner hits if you get a queen pull down the CC. They're a great troop, and they allow you to just totally exert your power over the enemy. If you're higher level than them, boom, big miner, power through, just control for the CC, and you're good to go. All right, let's see. Who had a good war here? Let's see who we can highlight. Halby did okay. Oh, Joe Pavo, bringing the heat. All right, Joe Pavo, just because you got 6 stars this war. So Joe Pavo, going with my favorite attack again. This is another Go Vaho. What we see is that he's got good spread on his golems. And this is perfect. This is a textbook funnel for Joe Pavo. So what we're going to watch here is his really nice wide spread of the golems with the king in the middle. Basically your surrogate third golem. And then he's going to, interesting, preempting the jump there. And the Valks come down. And his funnel was so wide that they went exactly where he wanted them to go. Well done, Joe Pavo. This was a very well planned out hit. You can kind of see he was anticipating his Valks going to the top side as opposed to the bottom. There we go with the quad Tesla coming up. We've actually seen that a fair amount. It's been a very popular construction given that the point defense is so high. Hogs coming in from the right also. So Valk's taking some heat from that quad Tesla, but the Hogs come in to bail him out. And Hog heal is great. He's got tons of Hogs left. He's got more than enough to run through this base. Double Giant Bomb goes down, but the heal is already there. And Hogs are able to power through and just eat that damage. Again, all the point defenses are down. It was a very well thought out, great fundamentals on this one. And you can tell Joe Pavo really had a good feel for that Valk pathing, especially the way he played that jump preemptively. Kind of a bit like Babe Ruth signaling down center field. So great play, Joe Pavo. And an excellent hit. Good war for you, sir. So, we didn't get the exact result that we wanted. Again, 40-41 is tough, but, you go back to the book. We were pretty close in total destruction, and we used all of our attacks, which is exactly what we want. Duranji coming in at the end, making a big push, as we go ahead and look at these last few hits. I think everything was very close. Oh, and actually Joe Pavo forcing their number 1 to hit down. Again, great base design there, Joe Pavo. Can't say enough defensively about that. So, otherwise, Friday we'll go back to our regular war schedule, And looks like we need a new war leader for next week. So if there's any volunteers among the co-leader group, let me know. Good hunting out there. Pepto out.